within a matter of days. So I would urge everybody in the Gulf who believes they may have a claim to file a claim because there is no obligation in so doing. Now, to date, even before this facility was established, BP set up on its own a claims process that has so far, as the chairwoman pointed out, paid about $130 million to claimants. It's not as if, unlike the 9/11 Fund or Virginia Tech or Agent Orange when I got involved, it's not as if I'm building from scratch. There is a program in place that is, as we speak, accepting, processing, and paying claims. Now, unfortunately, that program could work better. It is not sufficiently efficient. It is not paying all that many small business claims. It needs to pay more small business claims and large business claims. It is not sufficiently transparent. I'm getting a lot of objection from state and local governments that they're having trouble processing how monitoring how BP is doing in accepting claims, considering them, and then approving or disapproving claims. So I think one task I've got to do quickly is develop a much more transparent sunlight so that Congress, as part of its oversight function, as well as local governments, Governor Jindal's been very strong on this point. We've got to do a much better job, as has Homeland Security been very strong on this point. We've got to do a much better job as this facility begins to make sure that the data that can demonstrate the efficiency and success of the facility or its shortcomings is made available to this committee and other similar committees. And that is one objective that I will undertake. Finally, as a summary point, it is very important that I provide appropriate compensation to all eligible claimants. Every claimant is not eligible. There are going to be two important prerequisites to securing compensation under this facility. One, is the claim eligible? Is it appropriate to even file a claim? How will I decide that? Well, Congress gave me some guidance that I think may prove very, very valuable when it enacted the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund back in 2001. Congress said in that legislation, in deciding whether a claim, a 9/11 claim, is appropriate, valid, legitimate, look to the law of the state of the victim. Look to, in this case, perhaps, this facility will say, let's look at the law of Louisiana, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, maritime law under OPA, the Pollution Control Act. Maybe the way to decide eligibility is to say to a claimant, look, you can file a claim with me, and I will process that claim. If your claim is legally sufficient under your own state law, I'll recognize it. If not, I won't. Or maybe I have to exercise some discretion in that regard. But there has to be some way to cabinize and define what is an eligible claim and what is not an eligible claim. There's not enough money in the world to pay everybody who would like some money. You've got to decide in a principled way, as we have in all of these other claims facilities like 9/11. These claims are eligible. These claims under your own law are not eligible, and work out some definition in that regard. Secondly, even if you have an eligible claim, corroborate it. You have to corroborate your claim. You can't come in and say, I'm out of work, I'm losing $5,000 a month, pay me. Well, show me that you're out of work. show me something that corroborates the amount that you seek in order to justify a prompt emergency payment. So I want to emphasize that this fund, established just less than 2 weeks ago, I am determined, as I have in the past, bipartisan, apolitical, I am determined to pay every eligible claim, pay it as promptly as I can, get the money out. Governor Barber of Mississippi last week, when I met with him, gave me some very valuable advice. He said, Ken, I just want you to know, time is the enemy. Time is the enemy. You've got to get this money out the door. I learned that 25 years ago in the Agent Orange Vietnam veterans case when Judge Jack Weinstein, federal judge who had that case, said, Ken, when it comes to the Vietnam veterans, get these settlement monies out to them ASAP. And that's what I'll try and do. My final point, this program cannot be administered by me from Washington. The only way this program works, you have to go down to the Gulf and meet the people down there. Hear what they say. Hear their concerns, why they're worried about their financial future, why they're angry, why they're dispirited, why they're frustrated. I have, from the moment I was given this assignment, I have constantly been down in the Gulf, in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, tomorrow back to Alabama and to see Governor Christ in Florida. And I will continue to go back there every week because unless you're down there listening in town hall meetings to what all of your constituents are saying about the problems, you can't really get a feel for the need for this facility to work and to work effectively. So that is sort of a very brief summary, but I anticipate a fair number of questions, and that's why I'm here. And Madam Chairwoman and Congressman Graves, I thank you both for the opportunity to be here. I'm honored to be here today.
Thank you, Mr. Feinberg. And let me just say that the lessons that we learned from 9/11 and other funds that you have been able to manage is a test of your integrity